I didn't know he was watching me. Episode 7. Ada stood outside the penthouse door at 11:58 a.m. 2 minutes early. 2 minutes to decide if she was really doing this. 2 minutes to turn around and run. She didn't run. At exactly noon, she knocked. The door opened immediately. Jaehyun stood there looking like he hadn't slept, still in yesterday's clothes, hair uncombed, eyes red-rimmed but dry. "You came," he said. "I said I would." He stepped aside, let her in. The penthouse looked the same, floor-to-ceiling windows, souls spreading below them. The kitchen where she'd found the first envelope. The couch where they'd sat and talked about his past. Everything exactly as it had been. Except nothing was the same. Ada walked to the windows, looked out at the city, tried to find words. "Thank you," Jaehyun said behind her, "for coming, for giving me a chance to say what I need to say." "I'm not here to forgive you," Ada said without turning around. "I'm here because we need to end this properly, not through texts, not through other people, face to face." "Okay." She turned to look at him. "I wore a wire, I betrayed you. I recorded you confessing to something that could send you to prison. And you forgave me. Why?" Jaehyun crossed to the kitchen, poured himself coffee with shaking hands. "Because I understood why you did it. Marcus Chen deserved justice. David deserved closure. And you deserved to know the truth about who I really am." "I already knew who you were." "No, you knew who I wanted you to think I was. You knew the version of me that felt safe, that seemed redeemable. But you didn't know the full extent of what I'm capable of, what I've chosen. The wire forced me to be honest, completely honest. And he stopped. "I'm grateful for that, even though it cost us everything." Ada sat down on the couch. Her legs wouldn't hold her anymore. "David gave my mother her business back, cleared all our family debt, said it was amends." "That's good. Your family deserves that." "It doesn't fix what he did." "No, but it's something." They were quiet for a moment. Then Ada asked, "What happens now with the confession, with David's case?" "He's building something, using what I said as evidence. It will take months, maybe longer. Korean authorities are reluctant. I have friends in the system, people who owe me favors. But if David is persistent enough, if he applies enough pressure, eventually something will stick." "You could go to prison." "Yes. And you're just accepting that." Jaehyun looked at her. "What else can I do? I let a man die. That's the truth. That's what I confessed. I can fight the case, use my resources, make it difficult. But I can't change what I did. And I won't lie about it anymore. Not to you, not to myself." "That's growth, I guess. Taking responsibility." "Or it's just exhaustion. I'm tired, Ada. Tired of maintaining the lies. Tired of pretending the choices I've made don't haunt me. Tired of being the man I've built myself into being." Ada studied him. This man she'd loved. This man who'd shown her a version of herself she didn't know existed. This man who'd let someone die and then held her at night like she was precious. "I don't know if I can forgive you," she said quietly. "For Marcus Chen, for the choice you made 5 years ago, I understand it. I see how it happened. But I don't know if I can live with it." "I know. And I don't know if you can forgive me. For the wire, for the betrayal, for choosing justice over loyalty." "I already have." How can you forgive that so easily?" Jaehyun sat down across from her, not touching, maintaining distance. "Because you did what I should have done 5 years ago. You chose the harder right over the easier wrong. You sacrificed something you loved for something you believed in. That's not betrayal. That's integrity. And I've never loved you more than I did when I found that wire and realized what you'd done." Ada felt tears on her face. "Don't say that. Don't make this romantic. I destroyed us." "You chose justice. I'm the one who destroyed us. Years ago, when I decided my empire mattered more than a good man's life. This is just consequences, finally catching up." "I hate this," Ada whispered. "I hate that loving you means carrying this weight. I hate that I can't just love you simply, without all the blood and moral compromises and impossible choices." "I know, I hate it too." They sat in silence. The city moved below them. indifferent to their crisis. Finally, Jaehyun spoke. What do you want, Ada? Not what you think you should want, not what would be morally correct. What do you actually want? Ada closed her eyes. I want to wake up 3 months ago, before the envelopes, before David Chen, before I knew about Marcus or Park Min-soo or any of it. I want to go back to when loving you felt like the best choice I'd ever made instead of the most complicated. But you can't. No, I can't. So what do you want now, today, in this moment? Ada opened her eyes, looked at him. I want to know if it's possible, to love someone who's done terrible things, to build a life with someone whose past is full of bodies and choices I can't defend, to be happy with someone I can't completely trust. I don't know if it's possible, Jaehyun said honestly. I've never tried. I've never cared enough about someone to want to try. What are you saying? I'm saying, if you want to try, I'll try with you. If you want to walk away, I'll let you go. If you want something in between, some version of us that's different from what we were, I'll figure out how to be that. Whatever you need, whatever you can live with, I'll do it. Why? Because I love you. And because you're the only person who's ever made me want to be better than I am. And because losing you would break something in me that's already too damaged to break again. Ada wanted to go to him, wanted to cross the space between them and let him hold her and pretend that was enough. But it wasn't enough, not anymore. I need to know something, she said. About the manipulation, about David orchestrating our meeting. How much did you know? Jaehyun's expression shifted, guarded. What do you mean? When did you figure out I'd been placed in your path? When did you realize our meeting wasn't random? He was quiet for too long. Jaehyun, when did you know? 2 weeks after we met, he said finally. My people ran a background check. Standard procedure for anyone I get involved with. They found irregularities in your employment records, traced them back to shell companies, found David Chen's name. The air left Ada's lungs. 2 weeks. Yes. You've known for months that our meeting was engineered, that I was placed in your life by someone trying to destroy you, and you didn't tell me. I didn't want to scare you away. I didn't want you to think. You didn't want me to know I was being used. By both of you and David, both using me for your own purposes. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? Ada's voice rose. Because from where I'm sitting, you knew I was a pawn in David's game and you kept me anyway. You let me fall in love with you knowing our entire relationship was built on manipulation. You didn't warn me, didn't protect me. You used the advantage David gave you. I fell in love with you, Jaehyun said. His voice was tight, controlled. That wasn't strategy, that wasn't using you. I fell in love with you despite knowing how we met, because of who you are, not because of how David positioned you. But you didn't tell me the truth. You let me believe our meeting was fate or coincidence or luck. You let me believe I'd chosen this, when really I never had a choice, not from the beginning. You had a choice, every day, to stay or go, to love me or not, to build this or walk away. Those were your choices. Based on incomplete information, based on lies and omissions, and Ada stood up, started packing. God, you're right. You and David are the same. Both of you manipulating me. Both of you using me for your own ends. Both of you deciding what I should and shouldn't know about my own life. That's not fair. Fair, Ada laughed. It came out broken. Nothing about this is fair. I wore a wire and betrayed you and felt terrible about it. And the whole time you've been lying to me for months, keeping secrets, controlling information. At least I was trying to get justice for someone who deserved it. You were just what? Protecting yourself? Keeping your toy. You're not a toy. You've never been a toy. Then what am I? Jaehyun stood, crossed to her. She backed away. Don't, she said. Don't touch me. Don't try to fix this with proximity. He stopped. You're the woman I love. The woman who makes me want to be better. The woman who's shown me what it means to actually care about someone more than I care about my own survival. That's what you are. I'm also the woman you lied to for months. Yes. The woman you kept in the dark about fundamental truths about her own life. Yes. The woman you used, whether you want to admit it or not. Jaehyun was quiet. Then, yes, I used you, not consciously, not maliciously. But I saw an opportunity, someone who could get close to me, who David had positioned perfectly, who was innocent enough not to be suspected of working with him, and I took it. I let you in. I let myself fall in love. And I told myself it was real, that the circumstances didn't matter, that how we started didn't define what we became. But it does matter. The foundation matters. Does it? If we build something real on a false foundation, does the foundation invalidate what we built? I don't know, Ada said. I don't know anything anymore. Her phone buzzed. She ignored it. It buzzed again, insistent. She pulled it out. Jisoo. Call me now. Emergency at shelter. Ada's blood went cold. She called immediately. Ada. Jisoo's voice was tight with fear. Someone's at the new shelter. They got past security. They're asking for you. They said if you don't come in the next 30 minutes, they start hurting people. Who's there? I don't know, Korean man. 50s, expensive suit. He has 3 men with him. They're not from Jaehyun's organization. I can tell these are different. Worse. Ada looked at Jaehyun. He was already moving, grabbing his phone, making calls. I'm coming, Ada said to Jisoo. 30 minutes. Keep everyone calm. Don't let anyone do anything stupid. She hung up. My car, Jaehyun said. Now. They were in the elevator before Ada could think. In the car 30 seconds later. Jaehyun drove the way he had that first night, like the laws of physics were optional. Who would target the shelter? Ada asked. I don't know, but I have people on the way. They'll be there before us. What if they hurt someone? What if they... They won't. They want you. They'll wait. How do you know? Because if they wanted to hurt people, they already would have. This is a message, a summons. They want you there for a reason. Ada's mind raced. David Chen? No, he'd gotten what he wanted. He had no reason to threaten the shelter. Someone from Jaehyun's world? Possible. But why target the women? Why not go after Jaehyun directly? They made it to the shelter in 18 minutes. Jaehyun's security was already outside. 6 men in dark suits, all armed, all waiting for orders. The handler approached, spoke quickly in Korean to Jaehyun. Jaehyun's expression went cold. What? Ada demanded. What did he say? The man inside is named Choi. He used to work for me. 5 years ago, I had him removed for going too far, for crossing lines I wouldn't cross. He's been building his own operation since then. Trafficking, drugs, worse things. Why is he here? I don't know, but Ada, you're not going in there. He asked for me. I don't care. You're not walking into a room with Choi. He's dangerous, unpredictable. He has Lynn, and Mai, and Siri, and 15 other women who have already been traumatized enough. I'm going in. No. You don't get to tell me no. Not anymore. Not after everything. Jaehyun grabbed her arm, not hard, just desperate. Please, let me handle this. Let me go in. Let me deal with Choi. He asked for me. Because he knows you're my weakness. He knows I'll do anything to keep you safe. This is about getting to me through you. Then let him try. Let him see what happens when he threatens women who have already survived worse than him. Ada. I'm going in. You can come with me or you can wait here, but I'm going. Jaehyun looked at her. At this woman who'd worn a wire and betrayed him. At this woman who was walking into danger to protect people she barely knew. At this woman he loved more than he'd loved anything. Okay, he said, but you stay behind me. You don't speak unless I tell you to. And if things go bad, you run, you don't argue, you don't try to help. You run and you let my people handle it. Deal. They walked into the shelter together. The common room had been rearranged. All the women were sitting on one side, hands visible, faces scared. Mrs. Cho was with them, her arm around Lynn, who was shaking. On the other side of the room stood 4 men. 3 were large, armed, professional. The 4th was older, 50s like Jisoo had said, expensive suit, slicked back hair, and eyes that were completely empty of anything human. Jaehyun, the man said, his voice was smooth. Pleasant, wrong, it's been too long. Choi, why are you here? I heard you have a new weakness. A woman. A Nigerian woman who thinks she can interfere in business that doesn't concern her. Choi's eyes moved to Ada. You must be her. Ada didn't respond. Stayed behind Jaehyun. These women, Choi continued, gesturing at the shelter residents. They're mine, or they were supposed to be. After you shut down Park's operation, there was a void. I filled it. But then your woman started taking my inventory, hiding them, helping them escape. They're not inventory, Ada said. Jaehyun shot her a look. She ignored it. They're people. Choi smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. People, inventory, the distinction is philosophical. What matters is they're valuable, and you've been stealing value from me. I've been helping survivors rebuild their lives. You've been costing me money and creating problems, making other girls think they can run, making them think there's a place to hide. That needs to stop. It's not going to stop, Ada said. Jaehyun spoke. Choi, this is between you and me. Let the women go. We'll discuss compensation for your losses, but they're not part of this. Everything is part of this. You taught me that years ago when you were still willing to do what needed to be done before you went soft. Choi looked at Ada. Before her. What do you want? Jaehyun's voice was flat, dangerous. I want you to remember who you are, what you're capable of. I want you to stop pretending you're better than the rest of us. And I want her, he pointed at Ada, to understand the cost of interfering in things she doesn't understand. One of Choi's men moved toward Lin. Ada moved without thinking, stepped forward, put herself between the man and Lin. Don't touch her. The man looked at Choi. Choi nodded. The man reached for Ada. She used what Lieutenant Park had taught her, grabbed his wrist, twisted, used his momentum against him. He stumbled. Not down, but stumbled. It was enough. Jaehyun moved, fast, precise, the way someone moves who's trained for violence their entire life. The man who'd reached for Ada was on the ground in seconds, disarmed, unconscious. The other two men drew weapons. Jaehyun's security flooded the room. For 3 seconds, it was a standoff. Choi's men outnumbered, Jaehyun's men better positioned. Everyone armed, everyone waiting. Enough, Choi said. He raised a hand. His men lowered their weapons. I didn't come here to start a war. I came to deliver a message. Message received, Jaehyun said. His voice was ice. Now leave, and never come near these women again. Never come near her again, or I will remind you exactly why you used to be afraid of me. I was never afraid of you. That was your mistake. Thinking respect was fear. Thinking loyalty was anything but convenience. Leave, Choi. Choi smiled. Of course, but Jaehyun, this isn't over. You've made choices, soft choices, weak choices, and weakness gets exploited. She's made you vulnerable, and in our world, vulnerability is fatal. He walked toward the door. His men followed. One of them dragged their unconscious colleague. At the threshold, Choi turned back. You should kill me, he said conversationally. Right now, while you have the advantage, it's what the old Jaehyun would have done. It's the smart move. Get out. But you won't, because of her, because she's made you think you can be something other than what you are. That's going to cost you. Maybe not today, maybe not this month. But eventually that softness will get you killed. Or worse, it'll get her killed. He left. The shelter erupted, women crying, Mrs. Cho trying to calm everyone, security sweeping the building, chaos. Ada stood frozen, adrenaline crashing, hands shaking. Jaehyun turned to her. Are you hurt? I'm fine. You moved. I told you to stay back and you moved. He was going to hurt Lin. So you put yourself in danger instead. Yes. Jaehyun looked at her, something broken in his expression. You're going to get yourself killed. You understand that. This, what you're doing, helping these women, interfering in operations, it's going to get you killed. Then it does, but I'm not stopping. Even if it means more threats, more men like Choi showing up. Even then. Ada. No, listen to me. This is who I am now. This is what I'm choosing. I can't control how we met. I can't undo the manipulation or the lies or any of it, but I can control this. I can choose to help people who need it. I can choose to make something good out of all this mess, and I'm choosing it, whether you approve or not." Jaehyun was quiet. Then, "I'm not asking you to stop. I'm asking you to be careful, to let me protect you while you do it." "Why?" "Because if something happens to you, if Choi or someone like him hurts you because of your connection to me, I won't survive it. Not the guilt, not the loss. I'll become something worse than I ever was, and I need you to understand that. Your safety isn't just about you. It's about keeping me human." Ada looked at this man. This complicated, dangerous, damaged man who'd let someone die and then held her like she was precious. "That's not fair," she said. "Putting that on me, making me responsible for your humanity." "I know, but it's true anyway." Mrs. Cho approached. "Ada, the women are asking for you. They need to know what's happening. They need to know if they're safe." Ada looked at the women. At Lynn, still shaking. At Mai, trying to comfort her. At Siri, standing guard even though she was terrified. "Give me a minute," she said to Mrs. Cho. She turned back to Jaehyun. "I can't do this right now. This conversation, this decision about us. I need to take care of them. They need me." "I know. But we're not done. We still have things to resolve. About the lies. About the manipulation. About whether we can actually rebuild something real." "I know that too. So what do we do?" Jaehyun looked at her. "We table it. For now, we make sure these women are safe. We deal with the Choi threat. We handle the immediate crisis. And then, when things are calmer, we have the rest of the conversation. We figure out if there's an us anymore, or if there's just you and me, separate, trying to do good in our own broken ways." "Okay. Okay." Ada walked over to the women, sat down with them, let them surround her, let them ask questions, let them cry, let them be scared. And while she comforted them, while she promised them safety she wasn't sure she could deliver, she felt Jaehyun watching, protecting her from a distance, the way he'd been doing all along. Later, after the women were settled, after additional security had been posted, after Mrs. Cho had confirmed everyone was physically unharmed, Ada and Jaehyun stood in the shelter parking lot. "I'm going back to Jisoo's," Ada said. "I need more time to think, to process, to figure out what I actually want." "How much time?" "I don't know, days, maybe weeks." "And after that?" "After that, we'll talk, really talk, about everything, and we'll decide if this is salvageable or if we need to let it go." Jaehyun nodded. "I'll be waiting, however long it takes." "What about Choi? What about the threat?" "I'll handle it, without killing him, without violence if I can avoid it. I'll find another way." "Because of me." "Because of you, and because I'm trying to be better, trying to prove that what you see in me isn't just wishful thinking." Ada wanted to kiss him, wanted to cross the distance and let this be enough. But it wasn't enough, not yet, maybe not ever. "Goodbye, Jaehyun." "Not goodbye, just see you later." "See you later." She got in a car with security, drove back to Jisoo's apartment, watched Seoul pass by outside the window. Her phone buzzed. David Chen. "I heard about Choi. Are you okay?" Ada stared at the message. This man who'd destroyed her mother's business, who'd manipulated her life, who'd given her the wire that destroyed her relationship. She deleted it without responding. Another buzz. Jaehyun. "Get home safe. I love you." Ada stared at that message too. Finally typed, "I'm safe. I love you too, but I don't know if love is enough anymore." His response came immediately. "Neither do I, but I hope we get the chance to find out." That night, at Jisoo's apartment, Ada lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Jisoo knocked, came in, sat on the edge of the bed. "You okay?" "No, but I will be." "What are you going to do? About Jaehyun? About everything?" "I don't know yet. Part of me wants to go back, wants to believe we can rebuild. Part of me knows it's broken too badly. Part of me thinks I should walk away and never look back. And part of me..." Ada stopped. Part of you what? Part of me thinks maybe broken is okay. Maybe you don't need perfect trust and complete honesty and a clean foundation. Maybe you just need two people willing to try, to choose each other despite everything, to build something new on top of the ruins. That's very romantic. Or very stupid. Maybe both. They sat in silence. He knew, Ada said finally, about the manipulation, about David positioning me. He's known for months and never told me. I know, you told me. I should be angrier, I should be done, but I understand why he didn't tell me. I understand the choice he made, and that makes me angry at myself for understanding. You love him. Yes, God help me, yes. Then maybe that's enough. Maybe love doesn't need to be perfect. Maybe it just needs to be real, and chosen, and fought for. You think I should go back to him. I think you should do whatever lets you sleep at night. Whatever choice you can live with long-term. Not what's romantic or dramatic or morally correct. Just what actually works for you. Ada thought about that, about what worked, about what she could live with, about who she wanted to be. And slowly, over the next few days, an answer started to form. Ada has a decision to make, about Jaehyun, about the shelter, about who she is and what she's willing to fight for. Episode 8 is where everything comes together or falls apart forever. Subscribe if you need to know what Ada chooses. Comment, should she go back to him or walk away for good? Because episode 8 will change everything. And the ending you're hopping for might not be the ending you get.